All right, well, hey, welcome. Today's master class is going to be definitely a lot more on a relaxed feel to it than what I normally usually have, where it's more of in a presenter mode and just kind of going from slide to slide. As you can see here, I've got my slide deck open, and the reason for that is because I'm going to be going from tab to tab because I want to share with you these individual tools one by one. So today's masterclass is titled My 7 Best Tools for Massive Business Growth in 2019. And so if that's what you came for, you're in the right place. Definitely would recommend turning off any kind of distractions right now because these tools are really like what I would say the best tool and I've used countless tools over the past 10 years for online, internet marketing stuff. And of course, prior to that, many other tools, but specifically for online marketing, meaning if you want to go faster with less work, if you want to go 100% automated, if you want to be completely virtual as a real estate investor, and if you have other businesses, these tools, I would say out of all the tools that I use, and I use more than these, but these are my 7 best tools, and these are the very tools that I personally use, and these are tools that I will be using moving forward in this year. And so I wanted to showcase them to you and provide value to you and encourage you to use them also. So let's dive into the content and go into slide number 2. So the purpose of this class is to help you grow your real estate business fast, to help you quickly find the best online tools that I personally use, help you to avoid wasting time and money on tools that simply don't work, and then help you avoid the pain and frustration of analysis paralysis. And so if you're just joining me for the first time, you're not familiar with who I am, I've been a full-time virtual no money down real estate investor for the past 10 years, and I've taught countless investors around the world how to do the same successfully. So my name is Russell De La Peña. This is my lovely wife, Diana, and our handsome young son, who's a little bit bigger now since that last picture, and our sleepy dog, Balu. And so welcome. What we're going to cover today is the 100% free search tool that tells you exactly what content your prospects crave. So to position yourself as an expert in today's market, you want to provide valuable content. And the nice thing about it is that you don't necessarily have to create any of the content. There's ways that you can do all this without creating any of it. But if you are, there is a 100% search tool. It's 100% free search tool that literally will tell you exactly what content your prospects crave, what they're looking for. And there's a couple of them. I'm going to dive into one of them today, maybe into another one. We'll see if we have time. Also, another tool that I personally use, and by the way, this first one you use probably pretty regularly. The second one is a little known tool that I use. It's kind of my secret weapon. I get to a point sometimes where I'm like, do I want to reveal these things? But of course I do. There's plenty of business to go around, and I'm excited to share with you. So it's how to get all of your sales letter scripts and webinar slides written in under 10 minutes without hiring an expensive copywriter. This works even if you hate writing and never want to know anything about copywriting. Just so you know, even if you do want to know, or if you don't want to know, copywriters can charge you up to $3, up to $8 actually, from $3 to $8 per word to write persuasive sales copy. Sales copy would be like a sales letter. So any of the things that you ever buy, the websites that you buy from, when they've got persuasive sales copy, words that convince you to do something. If you think about when you go to the grocery store, it's kind of funny. Sometimes I'll look when I do go to the grocery store just out of curiosity, not from the standpoint of what the magazines got at the cash register, but the words that they use, the copy that they use, because I am a copywriter, and I'm curious about what they're using. If you ever go to the grocery store where you're at the checkout, look at the magazines that are waiting for you right by the gum, right before you check out, and you'll notice there's the few words that they're using, 2 or 3 sometimes, usually contain a number because they're being specific, and something that gets people to buy the magazines. And if you think that it's cheesy, you're right. But you know what? Those magazines sell like crazy. I think the number 1 selling magazine is The Inquirer, which is a bunch of garbage, but it sells. And so you as a business owner are not trying to be like The Inquirer, but you're wanting to figure out why they sell. And so this tool is going to be awesome because it's going to show you how to get all of your sales letter scripts and webinar slides written in under 10 minutes. So professionally, inquire quality sales letters in under 10 minutes, which is awesome because it usually takes a long time to get that done. And then we're going to move on to the only landing page editor I use today, and why you should too. I have used many like lead pages. I've used Kajabi, I've used Weebly, and I'm sure other ones can't remember, but we'll get into the only one that I use today and why. And then we'll also go over the only 2 prospect follow-up systems I recommend. Use the others at your own peril. There's a little bit of copy there for you. The number 1 free tool. So, before I get into that, so the only 2 prospect follow-up systems. That just means the systems that once somebody comes into your website, you want to be able to follow up with them, because relationships are built over time, right? They're not built in a second. And so think about all of your relationships. They've taken time to build, at least the valuable ones. And so I want to show you how to do that, but do it while you sleep, which is kind of what we all want. So if you want to go 100% virtual, you want to be a real estate investor that is working and controlling and finding and flipping property from home, you've got to have these systems in place. I'm revealing these things to you. I'm hoping that you'll take it to heart. And I'll have below this video, I'll have a resource guide that you can look and click on each of these tools that I'm going to share with you and learn more. There'll be training and free training and things like that. So hang out to the end, and that'll pop up underneath this video. So the number 1 free tool I personally use to know with certainty which headlines will convert. What that means is, you can create amazing content. You can write an amazing email to somebody, but if the subject line stinks, they won't open it. So what good is it to you, right? You could spend 3 years writing a perfect email, but if the subject line stinks, no one's going to open the email to see what you took 3 years to write. And so you've got to have your subject lines, your headlines, things like that, something that grabs somebody. Again, going back to the example of when I go to the grocery store and I see a magazine, there's a headline, usually just 3 or 4 words, how Janie lost 24 pounds in 6 days without stopping to eat cheeseburgers, right? So it's very specific, and it's without something that none of us want to give up, or at least not me, right? So you've got to have that. Otherwise, no one will open the magazine, no one will buy it, and no one will open it up. So the magazine could contain amazing content, but if the headline doesn't grab you when you're at the checkout, you're not going to buy it. And so this is incredibly important, and it's probably the one thing that everybody overlooks and no one wants to deal with. So this is a free tool, 100%. I've never paid a dime. And it lets me know when my headlines or my email subject lines are perfect. It's pretty awesome. You'll see it in a minute. Then the next thing is the Insider's Marketing Secret Podcast for Savvy Marketers. So this is an awesome podcast that's going to give you some guidance this year on what's new, what's hot, what directions you should go, and how to take some simple steps, even if you're completely brand new, on how to grow your business through great marketing. The next one is my, see if I can click on it there, my number 1 tool to getting highly targeted, motivated seller leads in 30 minutes or less. There's actually a couple of them, so what I'll do is recommend some things when we get to that point, and then you can kind of decide what makes sense for you. All right, so let's get into secret online tool number 1, YouTube search tool. If you ever use YouTube, and you probably do, and if you don't, you want to. YouTube is a free search tool that when you are looking for information or videos to watch, like maybe let's say you want to learn how to do something, we all know that YouTube, you can get information for free. You can get some great lessons on simple tasks. I use it whenever I've got difficulties with some high tech stuff. I use YouTube search tool. Well, you're probably thinking, well, duh, Russ, we all know that. But did you know that A, YouTube is owned by Google? B, because it's owned by Google, and if you're looking to get some free traffic and rank your business pretty quickly, a great way to do that is get video on YouTube. And you can do it as simple as just grabbing your phone and recording something, recording yourself, or there's some really free or inexpensive screen capture tools that you can use, such as I use Snagit. SNAGIT.com. I think I paid $50 one time for that. And then there's a Loom that is free as well. So I'll put those down in the description below. But when you're looking for content to share, you want to use YouTube search tool because it's based off of Google's algorithm and it's telling you what people are searching for. So let's dive into it real quick. If I was going to look at how to sell your, let's say how to sell your house. I get a bunch of videos here. These guys probably look familiar if you ever watch that I think it's HGTV, Property Brothers. This search bar up here though is what I want you to focus on. All right. So if you notice off to the left and going down, you see a bunch of videos that were created to help you with this concept. But when someone types in this phrase, it usually means that they're looking for help. And if you've got a great video that provides them that help, you can then continue to help them and potentially have them become your client. So if they're typing in how to sell your house, actually they would probably type in how to sell my house, right? So if you notice here, the top searches that pop up are what YouTube/Google is saying are the most searched phrases. So these would be phrases that you literally want to copy and use in your marketing. So how to sell my house, I don't know how to sell my house in, I guess, I don't know what that is, GTA, I don't know if that's with Georgia or something. How to sell my house without a realtor, right? Which is what we do. So I definitely would copy verbatim that. How to sell my house fast is showing somebody who's really intent on selling fast. So they're probably a pretty hot lead if they're watching this. So you'd want to create a video real quick, could be 5 minutes. You could create 3 5-minute ones to build a little bit more of a relationship covering different topics that these folks want. Now if you're going, well, I don't know what topics to cover, hello, they're right down here. Just watch these videos and they'll tell you in those videos. And then you can create your own video based off what you learned in these videos, right? So you get them all free, just a little bit of work, and now you can use this to build a relationship. How to sell my house myself. Again, with the GTA 5, I don't know what that is, so it's worth looking into. It's number 2. How to sell my house on Zillow. How to sell my house and buy another. So this is somebody that if you were a realtor and you wanted to double-end a deal, this would be a good title to use, right? How to sell my house and how to buy another. So this person obviously wants to sell it on their own, but as we all know, for sale by owners struggle with that. So you could show them how to do that, and then you could also become the realtor to help them buy the new one. So just by copying verbatim that. How to sell my house on Facebook, right? So this is telling you exactly what people are searching the top, I think it's top 10 searches that people are searching for in order of most search. So this will be the first one, this will be the second one, third one, and so on. So it's telling you, right? Huge. That's huge. So all you have to do is just click on, let's say if I wanted to do how to sell my house without a realtor, I could just watch these videos. I would probably want to watch the videos that have the most views. So here's one that's 54,000, 15,000, 8.3, right? And the most engagement, because they're probably doing something right. They've probably done some good keyword search on it. And then you can learn from that. Then you can create your own. You can make an outline and create your own video. So anyway, that's the number one search tool that I would use to create content this year. When you create that content, why would you do it? Because it positions you as an expert. And you say, well, I'm not an expert yet, or I don't have as many views as these guys, etc. Even if you just shared the video with your prospects, or the videos, if you did 3 videos, right, answering 3 biggest questions that your prospects have, and if you've got some time under your belt, you know what those are. If you don't, you can just do a search, and you can say, what are the biggest questions people have when they're selling their house, and you'll get videos on that. Then you can create your own videos and send that to your prospects. In their eyes, position yourself as the expert to help them. I'm telling you, your competition is not doing that. All right. Let's see. Okay, so here is just a little bit more of a recap and kind of what we were going to talk. So why you should sell, or why you should use YouTube search tool. Again, create content. People are already searching online to get help. So they're already searching for us. We know, we're not guessing what content to create. They're telling you, avoid being creative with your content. What I mean by that is, you don't want to be the one who's like going to come up with the new content that you're making up out of nowhere. You want to find content that people are searching for, right? That they're already looking for. You don't want to be creative with that. You want to just model after. You want to use what people are searching for, and then you want to find content that somebody else has already done and model after that. All right, get you free traffic to your sales funnel websites, right? So you can actually get free traffic with, if you feel like Google is too expensive for you, if you're on a budget, then YouTube actually, if you do a good job and you use good keyword research, like I just showed you, real simple thing to do, I just gave you the answers, then, and you create good content that people will watch all the way through, then you can actually get free traffic. And the idea with that is that in the description of these videos, just so you know, there is the ability to put text content, and in that text you would want to, like for example this one here, let's see if I can stop it before it plays. If you see here, see this guy put, follow me on Instagram for daily motivational content. What is he doing? He's pulling people, this traffic, out of his YouTube account, and he's getting it to go into his websites. Look at all this. Look at all that. So all these are links that are pulling people out of YouTube into his funnels, right? Into his websites. You should be using funnels. Websites are prehistoric. Funnels are going to guide somebody step by step through your process. So if I'm going fast, you can definitely rewind this or watch it again, but there's a lot of content that I want to cover, and I don't want to make this too long of a video, but you get the idea that using YouTube to answer questions and then pull that traffic, that free traffic, out into your funnels. It also gets you high ranking on Google without paying for ads, right? So it's a way to, YouTube being owned by Google is a way to get great content up high in the search engines without competing for page one with everybody who's already there, right? Which is, tons of people, it's most likely in your niche and in your area. You'll see you're seen as an expert in your niche. Again, like I mentioned, if you've done 3 videos or one quick video, your competition usually isn't doing that. But if, let's say, you're going to talk to a prospect and you said, listen, before we talk tomorrow, I want to send you 3 videos that will share some of the 3 common questions that I get, so it'll definitely help us prepare for our call. So each video has 1 question, 3 total of the most common questions that I get. All right, and so I kind of jumped ahead here, but you get the idea. So looking at a demo, we just did that, and using those keywords. So you can use these keywords or any kind of combination like that and get a feel for how to use the search. All right, and the next secret online tool, number 2, is funnel scripts. I use funnel scripts daily, and this is going to allow you to discover how to become a sought-after copywriter, even if you hate writing, which sounds kind of strange, right? But this is how I create my content when I do sales letters, videos, opt-in pages, emails, follow-ups, I mean, you name it. And it's because this tool, which is awesome, allows me on this left-hand side here to pick any of these types of, for example, this masterclass that I did today. This is what I clicked on, and then I downloaded a wizard that allowed me to just fill in a bunch of blanks, and that's how I produced this class. Awesome, right? If you're doing podcasts or Facebook Live with lives, you'd click on this one. It has its own wizard. Has its own wizard. Has its own wizard that you can just fill in the blanks. It's that simple. You just answer the questions, and then it pops out an insane amount. It pops out all of your autoresponder emails, promotional stuff. So everything that you're going to get to see this video, this class, this masterclass, I produced through the masterclass wizard. I didn't write it myself. I just filled in the blanks and then it produced it for me. So it goes all the way down. Just anything that you could possibly need, right? So if you sell, for example, stuff on Amazon, you can use Amazon stuff. If you want to do a who-what statement, like who you are, what you offer, you could use this script. selling upsells, and I mean, good grief, who, what, why, how, which would just be, who you are, what you sell, why you sell it, and how it can, or why they should work with you, and how it'll help them. Webinars, anything you can possibly think of is in here. So I'm just gonna pick one and show you how insanely awesome this is. Let's see, let's see if I was gonna do a sales letter. Let's find a sales letter. Where's my sales letters? Let's see. You would think I know where my sales letters are, but there's a lot. So that's the only thing I would say, as you can see, is a little bit challenging. Oh, by the way, you know what? There is a cool thing that will help me with this. So I'm lost right now, right? I can't even find it, but check this out. Step 2, blueprints. Watch how I solve this problem that I have, that you can tell I didn't prepare for this part of the master class, but you would run into the same situation too if you were new and you had funnel scripts. So I will show you how I do this. So I just click on this blueprint here. Check this out. This is super cool. So if I get lost, if you might be thinking, hey Russ, I might get lost too, well, you're going to enjoy this. I'll get this PDF that is linked inside of the PDF as soon as it shows up. It's taking a little bit here. But check this out. If I was doing an opt-in funnel, so if I wanted somebody to subscribe to something I've got, this here, each of these blue texts are links to the type of script that I need for each of these parts, right? So if I need a long sales letter, I just click on this. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to click on long sales letter script and show you how to write a long sales letter, even if you hate writing, if you're like me, and grammatically unable to do stuff. This is going to be awesome. And check this out. I can even do an ebook right now. This is super cool. For sale by owner ebook, here's an example, right? So if I click on that, it just populated the answers to each of these questions. Normally I would just, follow the guide here. So it says target niche. Well, in this case, it's going to be for sale by owner. I'm not going to go through all of these lines here. I'm just going to produce it real quick just to show you. But if you notice it, by clicking on this, it gives me an example. So it auto-populated all this. So sell your house without an agent and save the commission, become an agent in the process, sell for top dollar. So it's filling this out, right? So all I would do is just come down the line here and I'd fill each of these blanks out. And there's a lot, but this is going to rate all of the persuasion in this. If I was going to sell this ebook, I could for $39, right? And then it's going to show me how to create bonuses for it, etc., etc. And then all I do is click the button, it says build, and ta-da, there it is, right? It just created the sales letter for me. Look at that, all that sales letter is done, and I just come over here and I press the copy button, and then I copy that onto my sales page, and I've got the sales letter. It's that simple, right? And this is stuff that will actually sell. It actually is persuasive. So huge. There's a ton to go in here, and there's free training that goes inside of it. There'll be a link below. It is my affiliate link. I'm also an affiliate of this company, and so I only recommend and sell affiliate stuff for stuff that I actually use. So for folks that do get through, get the service and ultimately get it through my affiliate link, I always provide support with that too, that you can't get elsewhere without paying lots of money. So it's an added bonus. It's my ethical bribe to get you to get this stuff through me if you enjoyed this. So hopefully you did. Hopefully you feel like you got value out of it. All right, so that is secret online tool number 2. And I am jumping ahead, but it's just because I'm nerding out about this and I get excited. So again, as a recap, it enables you to sell your services without opening your mouth. This is how I sell my stuff online. Obviously, I'm opening my mouth right now, but I'm recording something once. I used the masterclass wizard to create this masterclass, and I don't have to, this will be seen by a lot of people, and folks that decide to buy stuff through me. This is how I monetize it. This is something that you should do as well while you're investing in real estate, right? And if you're just using the long sales letter, you won't have to open your mouth at all because it's just going to be straight text. It also quickly and easily helps you to create persuasive content that gets your prospects to buy what you sell. And again, I skipped ahead, so sorry about that, but we just looked at a demo, and that's how it would work. All right. If you've been following my stuff for any time now, you know I use ClickFunnels. And instead of skipping ahead, I'm going to go to the next slide after I read this one. Quickly and easily create high converting sales funnels that sell for you on autopilot 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As I shared earlier, you know, I have used Lead Pages, Kajabi, Weebly, and by far ClickFunnels is the best, not only because it's awesome and everything that you're seeing to consume this content has been built on ClickFunnels as well. I'm also their affiliate. You can become their affiliate as well and earn passive income while you're investing. I just couldn't encourage that enough because we all know that you can wait sometimes for a deal to close or a deal can fall apart. But if you've got cash, passive cash coming in that you've built up, you know, it takes the pressure off. So what kind of marketing sales funnels should I use? Well, remember, you've got, you know, they provide all kinds of different options. You've got an opt-in funnel, tripwire funnel, high ticket funnel. And if you have no clue what I just said, this is just basically where people subscribe. So when they opt in to something, they're subscribing to something. A tripwire funnel is when you're selling a low ticket offer. So if you've bought any of my $7 offers or my $37 offers, those are what we call a tripwire offer. It says that you're a customer, you're somebody who's willing to buy something. And then the high ticket funnel is probably what you're going to be most familiar with, but may just not know what it's called. The high ticket funnel is when you have a website or a series of pages, a sales funnel that makes offers for your service, right? It could be a product as well, but usually it's going to be, you know, something that's going to generate thousands of dollars for you. So it'd be high ticket, right? So let's do a quick look into ClickFunnels. Here's inside of my account. That's me over there on the right hand side. And as you can see here, if I scroll down, I've got their funnel cookbook, my different options, right? So I can create a product launch funnel, which is what I use to build the funnel that we now use at Push Button Investor. An ask campaign, so whenever I send out emails that say, hey, I want to know what you need, how I can help you, that's the campaign that I use, and the funnel that I use, and so forth, right? So video sales letter, again, you've got, if you use funnel scripts conjunction with this, funnel script is going to give you the words, then you take those words and you put it in the funnel that you're going to build for the video sales letter, right? Membership funnels, and on and on and on and on, right? So, you know, here's a tripwire funnel that we just talked about if you want to do a survey. The point is that this guides you through it. Instead of you having to hire a super expensive webmaster to build all this out, number one, they wouldn't know how to do this in most cases. People are starting to learn this now. But, you know, years ago, 10 years ago, I realized that this was going to be the future, and I was right. And so 10 years later, today, this is what people are doing. Sales funnels, internet marketing, and real estate is more and more online, as you probably know. So let's build a funnel here real quick. I use this software, so I would say squeeze page funnel. I'm going to select that one. And I would use a squeeze page if I wanted to capture sellers' emails or if I wanted to capture buyers' emails, right? I want to build a list. Why do I want to build a list? Because it's the most valuable asset I could possibly get. Think about it. If you can send out an email to thousands of people all at once, like sellers, and then have a few sellers respond to you and say, yeah, I'll sell my house through you, then you've got an incredible amount of power at your hands, at your fingertips, just by writing an email, right? If you have a house that you want to sell and you've got a massive buyers list, you can sell that house by sending out an email to your buyers list, right? Sending out an email, maybe 2 or 3, to your buyers list. I mean, that's huge. All right, so let's see. I'm going to pick a funnel here, this one, Jason theme. And I'm not going to go too deep into it, but especially because I've got definitely too much memory used up on my machine here, and it's going slow. But I'm going to do my best here. All right, so this is what I chose, and this funnel here, we're going to just kind of dive into it real quick just so I can kind of give you some ideas on how quickly it is to build your own funnel and how pretty simple it is. And it takes a little bit of time to kind of get used to it, but it's drag and drop, right? It's just figure out what elements and pieces that you want to use. By the way, in some of my other programs, we give away these done-for-you funnels, so would highly recommend, that's, wink, wink, definitely get those because it'll save you a ton of time and money. So anyway, as you can see, this is a template. It's a squeeze page because it's pretty simple. It's just an image of this gentleman here. It's a headline, right? If I have a logo, awesome, I put it right there, and then it's basically a button. That's it, right? So if I wanted to change the headline a little bit, I might say, based on what we've learned before, if you look over here where we talked about, how to sell your house without a realtor, I could do this, and then I can come over here, and I can just paste that in, maybe go center in the middle, put a dot, 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 and boom, I've got myself an awesome headline that I know people are interested in, because there was, in that one video, right, there were 54,000 people that searched that video. So if you can imagine, if you created that video or something similar to that, but you use the key thing here is the keywords, right, this keyword phrase. If you use that, and let's say you had, this was your video, and then down below you had links that came out to this page, well, now that's how you can capture leads for free, right? Because if people come here and you're like, hey, you want to go more in depth with that, let me show you something else that's cool for free, right? And then it ultimately leads to a phone call to you. This is how we do it. This is how it's done. Okay? So that's all I'm going to dive into on that particular one. I just wanted to give you kind of an idea. Secret online tool number 4 is Actionetics. We're also going to go into Aweber as well. These are the follow-up systems that I use. Right now within ClickFunnels, if you get the Edison suite, Actionetics comes included, and this is essentially, again, all of the automation. So if when I remember years ago when I was doing cold call selling, I'd get a list of people to call, I would call them up, and then we were trained that you need to contact them 4 times, right? In order to follow up with them, the top producing salespeople followed up always 4 times. Once after 24 hours, the next one after 3 days, the next one after 7 days, and the next one after 10 days. So if someone didn't respond to any of those calls, I would just keep pushing out follow-up calls. And usually on the 4th call, they'd either tell me, go pound sound and stop calling me, or they would be interested. Well, I don't do any of that today. What I do today is I use Actionetics for my follow-up systems. I have used in the past Aweber, and either one of these will work. This one is Actionetics is going to be included with ClickFunnels. Aweber is separate from that, and again, I'll provide links down below. But it'll help you to follow up with your prospects and build a relationship while you sleep. And that sounds kind of cliche, but it really is true. Keep in mind that the fortune is in the follow-up, and people buy when they're ready to buy, not when you're ready to sell. So if the fortune's in the follow-up and you don't have follow-up systems, guess what? You don't have a fortune, right? You've got to have the follow-up systems. And I remember a guy who reached out to me after 7 years of being on my list. He was just following along with my stuff and had never said a word, and then one day scheduled a call with me and let me know that he had been on my list for 7 years. So, had I not had a list, had I not followed up with my entire list, granted I'm writing emails to a broad group of folks, but this one particular person saw my email. And so Actionetics or Aweber are totally viable. They're the best, I think, in the internet world. I've used both. I'm currently using Actionetics right now. All right. This is a super cool tool, similar to funnel scripts, but it's only going to work on the headlines. And the headline can be used for a headline of a sales letter, or it can be used for an email subject line. In either case, this tool will help you choose the best headline with certainty. And it's really how I know how well a headline will perform before I use it. So this is super, super cool. So I'm logged into it, And it's, the number one headline analyzer. It writes headlines that drive traffic, shares, and search results. So if I were to do a headline here, like for example, the one that I used for this masterclass, right? That sounds familiar, right? So if I click on that, see if it was this one that I used, because there's a couple of different versions of that. So, but watch this. If it's not, I'll show you how cool this is. So all I do is I just type in the headline that I want to use, right? That I think at this point I'm just kind of guessing, or maybe I've gone, here, and I've looked at some of these headlines, right? And then I'm going to plug that in here, and then I'm going to click Analyze Now. That's it. Watch this. Oh, let's see. Get rid of that. Watch this. It's going to analyze my headline. And right now the score is really low. Okay, so that wasn't the one that I used, apparently, because I know the one that I did use was better. Here we go. So watch this. So the score is low. Anything really above, I'd say 65, ideally 70 and above, is a good score, right? And so it actually tells me my score right now is 59. And it's saying that the reason is, I'm using common, uncommon, emotional power. So it's telling me my, what I'm doing good, what I'm doing poorly. It grades me, right? This is super cool, and it's a completely free tool. But because I'm not 65 and above, and ideally 70 and above, my headline's not done yet. So let me see my 7 best tools for, so and if you notice, I'm going to model after the one I actually use for this masterclass. And put myself on the spot here. Boom, look at that, 70. Just by changing those words around, that boosted me up to 70. And if I can get higher, I want to go higher, right? But that was good enough for me. It let me know that this was a headline that I could use for my class, right? My 7 best tools for business growth in 2019. Boom! So just to show you I practice what I preach, that is actually what I did. So awesome. All right. Secret online tool number 6, Marketing Secrets Podcast by Russell Brunson. Discover the secrets to selling more of your services with less work. And this is going to help you with what kind of market tactics that you should use in 2019. I'll have a link below to get directly to this podcast. But if you're looking at the best tactics to use in marketing, this guy is amazing. You'll learn digital marketing concepts. You'll get daily inspiration. This is how I get my new concepts, how I get daily new inspiration. And the reason I follow them is because they're a company that went from 0 to 100 million in 3 years. So from 0 to 100 million in 3 years without venture capital, by the way, without zero. And it's because of sales funnels. This is why I'm a big proponent of sales funnels. And this was according to Forbes. So it's not just them saying that. You can go to Forbes and you can see that is the case. All right, to kind of just get to our final here and keep this video a little bit shorter than it is already kind of a long video, but the final one is, secret online tool number 7 is how to get highly targeted, motivated seller leads in 30 minutes or less, and learn how to have an unlimited stream of motivated seller leads on demand without spending a fortune advertising. So this is really geared towards folks that are on a budget. Facebook, for example, is something that we offer and something we do, and it is really going to be geared for somebody who's got a good budget, who can scale real big. If you don't have that, then the text blast software is really where I would say that you should be, right? For a couple $100 a month, you can do that. And there's a couple of different options that we use. So what I'm going to do below is that there'll be an option for you to kind of reach out to me, and I can kind of share with you based on your budget and your needs. Some have sales funnels, some don't. So, just depending on kind of what you need. I'm an affiliate for both, just to be upfront. I do make money from helping folks, but you'd be working with me. I'd give you a free call for any of these tools. I would give you one free consultation, no charge, and I would guide you through how to use them the right way. We'd actually could even do a screen share like this, where we're sharing screens, and I could do one-on-one with you. So here's a quick recap of my seven best tools for massive business growth in 2019. I think that's actually what I put, massive. Maybe that was what made it a little bit bigger. But anyway, not to go on to that. YouTube search tools, funnel scripts, co-schedule, headline analyzer, ClickFunnels, Actionetics, or Aweber, Marketing Secrets podcast, and then of course Text Blast software. So that's a recap of what we did. Your next steps are to scroll down below to learn more about each online tool, free training included, and then use my 7 best and most powerful tools to gain massive growth in your real estate business in 2019. I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely always enjoy making these videos for you. And if you have any questions, if you do decide to get any of these services through my affiliate links, I will actually help you. I'll give you a free hour consultation, which I normally charge several $100s for, as you can imagine, but it would be yours free because you decide to favor me with your business. So I hope you enjoyed that. Check out all the links and free training that will also be below. Lots of free resources right below this video.